Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel TNB Academy, and you are watching this video on Lead Auditor Training Program on ISO IEC 20001-2018, the internationally recognized standard for IT service management system. Over the next few minutes, we will explore not just the clauses and theory, but practical techniques, examples, and real audit situations that prepare you to lead and deliver value-driven audits. Whether you are beginning your auditing journey or transitioning from another standard like ISO 9001 or ISO 27001, this training will equip you with the clarity and confidence to audit IT services effectively. Understanding ISO IEC 20001-2018. ISO IEC 20001-2018 defines the requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving a service management system. It is designed to support organizations in delivering managed IT services of acceptable quality to clients. It focuses on service lifecycle management, continual improvement, and alignment with business needs. The key benefits include enhanced customer satisfaction, consistent service delivery, optimized IT processes, and improved risk management. Now comes the roles and responsibilities of a lead auditor. A lead auditor plays a critical role in ensuring that audits are planned, conducted, and concluded in an effective and unbiased manner. Your responsibilities include preparing audit plans, assigning roles to team members, conducting opening and closing meetings, gathering evidence, and drafting audit reports. You must also ensure objectivity, confidentiality, due professional care, and adherence to ISO 19011 audit principles. Managing team conflicts, time constraints, and audit resistance are also part of the job, requiring both technical and soft skills. Now we will talk about the audit life cycle and process step by step. The audit process starts with planning, defining scope, objectives, criteria, and preparing a detailed checklist. Next comes the opening meeting, where expectations are aligned with the auditee. The audit execution phase involves interviews, document reviews, and observations. You record findings and classify them as non-conformities, that is major and minor, or observations. The closing meeting communicates the results professionally, followed by preparation of the audit report, which includes evidence, risk impact, and audit comments. The final stage involves corrective actions and follow-up, ensuring closure and improvement. Collecting audit evidence, types and techniques. Audit evidence must be factual, relevant, and verifiable. You can collect evidence through interviews, review of documents and records, direct observation, and sampling. Techniques include tracing a process end-to-end, verifying system logs, and reviewing ticketing systems. For instance, if you are auditing incident management, look for trends, evidence of categorization, root cause analysis, and closure timelines. Sampling should be risk-based and representative of operations. Now comes writing non-conformity statements. A well-written non-conformity includes a clear reference to the clause, a factual description of the non-conformity, objective evidence, and potential risk or impact. Avoid vague language. Be concise but specific. Risk-based thinking and continual improvement. ISO IEC 20001 emphasizes risk-based thinking throughout service planning and delivery. Auditors must evaluate how risks are identified, evaluated, and mitigated. Continual improvement goes beyond fixing issues. It includes trend analysis, customer feedback, innovation, process automation, and lessons learned. Evidence of reviews, improvements, and performance benchmarking are strong indicators of maturity. Now comes the main concept, that is internal audit versus certification audit. Internal audits are usually done by employees or internal auditors for improvement and compliance purposes. Certification audits are conducted by external accredited bodies and focus on verifying conformity to ISO 20001. Internal audits are more frequent and flexible, while certification audits are structured and formal. As a lead auditor, your audit approach must adapt based on audit type, scope, and stakeholder expectations. Now we can say that congratulations, you have now completed the full journey to become a lead auditor for the ISO IEC 20001-2018. To pass your lead auditor certification exam, focus on clause mapping, practice with sample audit records, conduct mock audits, and participate in accredited training courses. ISO 20001 is not just about IT, it is about service excellence. Be the auditor who brings real value to the table. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of TNV Academy.